Today, we're going to figure out whether this deck is an EDH wreck or a kill on sight. While the deck box is sure pretty, pretty doesn't always pay. In this case, you're paying about $25 for two standard decks and two standard deck boxes. Value-wise, not terrible. It's 120 cards. Are the deck boxes the highest quality? Not necessarily. I don't think that they're the worst. They have pretty arts. They're meant for each individual deck, and they hold the cards pretty well. Now, these two key cards are worth a bit of value, $1.18 for Sephiroth, $3.08 for Cloud, which brings the whole deck total from Moxfield about $60, which at MSRP is 21 cents per card, and from Moxfield it's the Sephiroth deck is not bad. It has the key face card, which is Sephiroth, which has Vigilance. It's a board wipe. It's basically Voltron if we were playing Commander, which I typically play, and it's got multiple creature types for only 6 mana. It has a pretty decent deck with it being pretty well constructed. You have about 25 lands, 4 of which are dual lands. By the way, if you want an MTG code, there you go. I don't play Arena. Those lands are each towns. Now you get this nice shiny foil Sephiroth that is quite beautiful, lower in price because it's part of one of these standard decks. You get about 3 of these fairies, which give you the ability to surveil, a lot of non-creature spells which can be used to fill your graveyard so that you can get more powerful. The key is play as many non-creature spells and slowly build up your force by casting those spells, getting out those 3/3s and progressing, allowing your Xandre to get bigger. Overkill's a nice card. I think it's nice in flavor. Minus 999,000. Insert Goku reference here. That's what the deck is about, is just these non-creature spells and spell casting with some nice arts, full art lands, all swamps and islands. The deck overall, pretty well constructed. If I was to build a commander, I would definitely build around Sephiroth because personally I am a commander player. He's got Vigilance, he's got the board wipe effect, and he's got a way to fuel his own 1/1 counters, being a 4/4 at 6 with 2 colors, multiple tribals that you can use, and it works really well. Plus, it's nice and pretty. What I didn't realize was how underrated these 2 cards would be to me. The Katath is a 3/3 that kind of is underwhelming because it comes in tapped, but really the Undercity Dire Rat provides necessary ramp, chump blocks, and is an early game way to start netting you mana. It's just really good to have. Additionally, with Ultima Kaya as our win condition and those retrieve the Esper, we start building up a slow army with the flashback ability, casting more non-creature spells, fueling our graveyard with recursion and additional life gain to keep us alive. Sonde the Dark Mage is one of those ways that we can win by beating our opponents up after casting so many non-creature spells. It's a 10 out of 10. Look, I'll be completely honest, the Cloud deck, not really my style. Cloud is an excellent card. It's kind of fun to build around, but in a 60 card format, I don't really see how I'd build around it that well. But the deck in itself is not terribly constructed. It has a ton of equipments, it has a good key card, it has a lot of fun legendary creatures, and the unique ability of the job select ability. And I think the job select ability is kind of interesting because not only does it allow Cloud to equip the equipment later for a cheaper cost, but it also allows for us to get those chump blocks out with something that thematically helps our deck win. And that's really what we're looking for. Now, like I said, we have a ton of fun legendary creatures, but we also have some ways to ramp a little bit to give our creatures the ability to have menace, double strike, some targeted removal in the deck. There's a lot of fun cards here with a lot of potential, and I think that during my first couple playthroughs with it, it's not terrible. Again, it has 25 lands, so you're pretty frequently guaranteed a good starting hand with generally 1 to 2 lands starting. And with the Moogle there to give you some land cycling, you can guarantee another plains eventually. Additionally, here's another MTG Arena code. I don't play MTG Arena. Cloud, as its own, is a great card. It has the ability to give itself indestructible and double strike, which is amazing, and also the ability to lessen the cost of equipment. Some good cards are Rosa, which buff your creatures, give them lifelink to keep you in the game longer. Another example would be Gerhard Tia, which gives you card draw if your creatures or artifacts die. And there's also Aldebert, which cares about the number of equipments you control. There's some good removal like Splash of Light and White Auracite, which also ramps us. There's also, like I said, the job select cards, which fit the theme and give us chump blockers and are really low cost overall. And they also just fit the theme well. Was I expecting mountains to move with these two decks? Absolutely not. What I was expecting is 2 good starter decks that would kind of let players experience the game for the first time and function pretty well. But overall, the Sephiroth deck just went above my expectations, and Cloud kind of met it. So I don't think that these two are bad. That puts these starter decks, I think, at a solid A. Not an S, but a solid A. Now, I'm sure there's a couple of you asking, how do we get that from an A to an S? Well, there's a lot of fodder in this deck. Bad removal, bad chump blockers, bad ramp, really. And I just don't think these 3 cards really make the cut. There's 4 copies of Dwarven Castle Guard. They're just not good. We're running Machinist Arsenal, Monk's Fist, Samurai Katana in its place to make sure that there's better filler with that job select to give us more chump blockers. We have this lackluster removal, which is just baseline terrible. And additionally, we have this bad ramp that's not really getting us anywhere and limiting our mana potential. 2 birds, 1 stone. We have the white Auracite and the Slash of Light. The Auracite gives us ramp and exiles that creature. The Slash of Light is low cost, instant speed, cares about damage and the number of creatures we control, plus the equipment, sticking to that theme to the T. I'll be completely honest, I like themes, and those were all Final Fantasy cards, but there are other cards that work just as well, like Junk Jet, which gives us a junk token, Barb Spike, which gives us a Flying Thopter, Field Tested Frying Pan, Auxiliary Booster from the new Edge of Eternity set, the Dwarven Hammer, which gives Cloud Trample now, and the Head Splitter, which is just a low-cost, free equip to Cloud. All of those are much better than the chaff that we got in those decks. It's really hard. I really think in a commander-only aspect of these decks, and while it's $25, it's got a lot of fun legendary creatures that would be fun to build around, such as Seymour Flux, which gives you card draw and mono black plus counters. It also has Ultima Messiah, which is tapping creatures with an unlimited draw potential. A Cloud, which Cloud is just an awesome legendary creature because it protects itself. And I'll be honest, one of these cards that are my favorite is now the Undercity Dire Rat because it is ramp and it just kind of came out of nowhere to be the best in the whole deck. And all these final thoughts, these upgrades, they're really cheap. It takes our deck from being our initial rating of an A to finally an S for only a couple dollars of the upgrade. Overall, it was about $4 to make those essential changes to the Cloud deck, add some better chump blockers, some better equipment to keep that theme going, while also maintaining a lower cost, a lower value that's not sinking our budget. After this review, I'm going to make a deck tech around Cloud, so stay in touch and keep on cracking.